All right, so go ahead and take a comfortable, relaxed, but alert posture. Sit, if you can, upright in your chair, your hips firmly planted in your seat, on the edge of your seat if possible. Your back straight but not too straight. Rest your hands in your lap and relax your shoulders. Tuck your chin down slightly so that it straightens your neck and stretches your neck and lets your head rest in a balanced way on your shoulders. Close your eyes either all the way in a relaxed way if you want to, if you feel comfortable, or you can leave your eyes about half open and let your gaze fall toward the floor. Let your teeth rest lightly together so your mouth is closed, and you breathe through your nose. Begin with 3 deep breaths. In and out. In and out. And in and out. And now just breathe naturally. Let your breath come as it wants to. It doesn't have to be long or short. Each breath is different. It doesn't have to be deep or shallow. But just give your attention to your breath. If you can, let your attention kind of move down from the top of your head, down through your forehead, your jaw, your neck and shoulders. As it moves down, it kind of takes away the heaviness of tension and gives a lightness and relaxation to your body. So your shoulders hang loosely, your arms hang loosely and rest in your lap. Your back relaxes and the weight of your spine rests in a balanced way on your hips. Your thighs rest in the chair and your feet rest on the floor. Your attention comes to settle in your belly, and you feel your belly rise and fall as you breathe in and breathe out, again in that relaxed way. Just turning that light of your attention around onto your breath. Feeling your belly full as you breathe in and your belly rises, and you empty that breath out as your belly falls and you breathe out. Then you're ready for that next breath. If you follow your breath all the way to the end of the breath, you can feel that that next in-breath comes just naturally, as though the natural state of your lungs is to be filled with air. All the effort of breath really comes on breathing out, emptying those lungs. That large muscle of your diaphragm pushes the last of the air out. And then the lungs fill naturally, effortlessly. And then you move into the next breath out. And for this moment, just see if you can concentrate on the breath. While being aware of your thoughts or emotions that may arise. We don't chase after them. Those thoughts are kind of like a television on in the other room. We're aware of them, but we're not paying attention to the storyline. Because we can see in some ways that's what the thoughts are. It's that story we tell ourselves. Remembering stories from the past. Telling stories of how things will go in the future. Or worrying about how things will go in the future, which is really just another story. Often based on things that haven't gone well in the past. Certainly right now there's not much to tell. It's just a story of sitting calmly and breathing in and breathing out. We're aware rather than analyzing. We don't need to make a judgment of each breath of whether it was good or bad, whether we're sitting well or poorly, whether our attention is present or not. If our attention wanders, we just bring it back to that breath again, to our initial intention, which was to sit and watch that breath. And I'm thinking we talked before we began this meditation about worry sometimes, about others, about children or grandchildren. And we've done the exercise where we, with each breath, hold that person's face in our mind's eye. We hold that person's body and heart in our heart and wish that they be safe, wish that they be well, wish that they be happy. There's a formula almost that we use to picture them, again, holding them in our hearts. And as we breathe in, we think, may they be well, may they be safe, may they know happiness. But sometimes that story we tell, especially if they're on an adventure, if they're away from us or doing something that might involve some risk, it's hard to think, may they be well. It's as though that doesn't quite do enough for us. And as I say, we so often base our worries on stories from the past. There's nothing wrong with that. And if we're going to do that anyway, I find sometimes it helps to think of stories from our own life. To think of those times we've struggled, the times we took a risk. Maybe when we were young, we went to camp, or took a chance to take a new class, or to travel somewhere as an adult. And as we think back, we think of all the things we learned, how we grew because of taking those risks. And it's normal, especially for those we love very much, to want them to not have to ever struggle, to not have to feel pain or sadness. But again, if you think to those times when you struggled or had difficult times, there again you can think of how much you grew, what you learned. We came through it all right because obviously we're still here. And I'm wondering, or I'm proposing, kind of a variation on that, holding someone in our heart and wishing, may they be well, may they be at peace, may they be happy. To think even of a little bit more excitement in their lives, or growth and change. We can think to ourselves as we hold them close and picture them, may they have exciting adventures. May they learn new things. May they challenge themselves. May they have a ball. And may they be safe as well. Again, picturing them, holding them in our hearts. May they have adventures. May they know joy. May they know excitement. May they be safe and happy. And there may be several people we want to think of in that way. Family members or friends, to wish, may they know joy, may they know ecstatic happiness, may they know fun, and may they be safe. And certainly, we would want those things for ourselves too, knowing how it's been when we've had times like that in the past. So as we wish for happiness and safety for ourselves, we can also hold ourselves in our mind's eye, hold ourselves in our hearts, and think, may I still have joy. May I still take risks. May I still have wild happiness. And may I know peace and be safe. May I have the happy things that I wish in my life. May I take risks. May I someday be able to look back, whether I'm already older now, may I think back on something that I'm doing tomorrow even, where I took a risk, took a chance, where it all worked out and I had a joyful time and learned something new. We would wish that for everyone. So I'll sound the bell, and we'll take 3 deep breaths and then come back together.